Glogster is a great tool for students and teachers to use to share information, videos, sound, graphics, text, and more, all in one package. It is stored on the cloud so you can work on your project anywhere you have internet access. You want to make sure you use edu.glogster.com. The other Glogster is not meant for educators. Educators do have free usage of this. If you want to upgrade your package, you can pay an additional $20 a year. So after you've created your account through I Want It, I've already created mine, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. I've created a generic login that my students use, so all students can get on the Glogster. Wrong one. They all have the same password. This also allows me to go in and delete content that's not appropriate. Once you've logged in, you can view Glogpedia, a collection of blogs that were created by other people. And they are sorted by subject matter. It's really a good idea to have students look into these so they can get an idea of what looks good and what doesn't. They can also see all the many different things that can be placed on their glog. After you've previewed different examples, you can begin by creating your very own glog. So we're going back. We want to now create a new glog. You have choices here. You can either create a blank page, select from 4 pre-designed templates, or the classic glog. I'm going to go ahead and start with the blank so you can see how to add all the different features. You can also write a description here, and then you can create some tags. And then, if you wanted to, you could assign this to a class, but we're just going to go ahead and save our project. You can see other types of projects that my students have created here. Now I'm going to create my new glog. I'm going to select blank. And this downloads. First thing you want to probably do is create your background. Make sure your background will complement what you're trying to convey on your poster or your Glogster. So if you go to Tools, select Tools. You want to open up this menu, and you will see text, graphics, image, wall, page, audio, video, and data. And we're going to start off with the wall, which is our background. I want to look at their gallery, and I'm going to look at their styles. As you scroll over, you'll see many different styles in which you can choose. I think back here I saw one that looked like a tree in nighttime, so I'm going to select that. Once you select it and it's in this menu, it's now going to allow you to use it. Now I will exit out of this. You want to get rid of this, you want to get rid of that, and you want to get rid of their graphics. Now you have your background, which would make a really nice evening, nighttime, nocturnal animals background. I'm going to go back to images that I've already uploaded. If you want to upload an image, all you do is go here to upload and go to your library where you have your images, And you can see I have lots of images that I've been working with. And here's a lot of images, and there's the raccoon image and the owl image I have already selected. So I'm going to go ahead and select this owl image, and I'm going to say use it. Move this out of the way, and I'm going to stick this owl up here on the tree. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and put that other image of the raccoon, and I will use it. And I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to bring my raccoon all the way down here to the bottom of the page. You'll notice this raccoon is transparent. When I get in front of red, it turns red. When I get in front of white, it turns white. It was a graphic that I set the transparent tool on, so it would not have the white background that it came with originally. So I'm going to put him right here. I always like things going off the page, and I'm going to make him just a little bit smaller. Remember, when selecting images, you need to have full rights to use these images because these are located on the web. After you've placed some images on the page, you can then go up and add an audio file. I found some audio files researching free sounds, and what I end up doing is I took a lot of night sounds together on Audacity and combined them together to come up with this sound. And I'm going to use this. And it's going to put this little sound button on here. I'm going to stick them right about here so we know that that's probably the main person that's going to be talking. Now that I've created my audio file, I want to add some text. You can scroll to the left or to the right to find different types of text, and I like this one. I'm going to use it. I'm going to move this out of the way again, and I'm going to take this file and bring it all the way down for the raccoon. And I can add text by double-clicking. And we're just doing something for fun. And knowing that this is gray, I probably want to select this bright green for it to show up. So I'm going to go back and highlight this and select the bright green and then click off of it. It didn't catch, so let's try it one more time. I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to select, let's look at all the colors. We'll try something a little bit brighter and select add to favorites, hide colors, and now you see it's green. If you think this is still too large, you can downsize it again after you've made your text and then still move it around. You're looking for the arrows to bring it around. Now we're going to go back up again, back to our tools. Now that you have finished with your text box, I want to go up and show you how you can hyperlink. Any of the text, any of the graphics, any of the photographs can all be hyperlinked. If I select the bat and I come over here to this link tool, looks like 2 chain links, and select that, it will allow me to add a link. Now I've already gone out to YouTube and found a great video on bats flying at night. So I'm going to go over here, select this, highlight this URL, copy it, and I'm coming back over to Glogster and pasting it and apply. Now when I click on the bat, it will take me to that hyperlink. One thing I don't have is a nice title, so I'm going to go back here to Tools, and I'm going to select Text, and I want something pretty big, so I'm going to go back and look through different samples that look big and maybe a little dramatic. Maybe this one looks pretty good. No, I want something with a little more color. Maybe I'll go into, let's look at the different styles. I'm not real happy with those. No, there's many different choices here. Just taking time to look to see what you like the best and what you think is going to work best in your situation. One thing about graphics, we need to teach children that graphics are used to enhance the PowerPoint or the Prezi or the Glogster, not to detract from it. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to make this really large. And I picked a different color just because it will show up a little bit more. And we'll have creatures of the night. And what I really like about this is they have more than one type of graphic. If you'll scroll down here, you can see all different kinds of graphics. I want something a little funky. And I can bold this. I can also look at the different colors. Maybe I'll pick something in this little hot pink going here that goes in with the back. I'm going to add to my favorite colors. And then click off. Now I really don't think that shows up very well, so let's go back and try that one more time. First of all, let's make it larger. You can make it larger by either dragging this back or forth, or if you don't want to try to get to just the right number, you can go in here and type in this box. And let's back away from this and we'll go ahead and, I've been trying to make that bold. Okay, that looks fairly well, but I don't think I have enough contrast, so maybe I do need to go back and select that in black. Maybe just a little bit smaller so you can see the top and the bottom of the letters. It didn't take. Try one more time. There we go. And this again can be made larger. And what it's going to do is make everything larger. You can also rotate this a little bit if you wanted to offset it. It kind of looks like little bats in through here. And there you go. There's our poster. Make sure you do save. Periodic saving comes up. It does an auto save for you. That's a nice feature. When I save, takes a few minutes. It will ask me if I'm ready to publish it or if it's still unpublished. And obviously this is not a finished product, so I would probably save this as still a project instead of publishing it. Once you click save, you have several options. It asks you to insert a discipline. You can put what grade levels would be appropriate. You can add to the tags that you've already put in earlier. It gives you your URL so you know where to find this site again to edit it. You can make it public with Reglog. You can make it public or finished or unfinished. Since this was just a trial, I'm going to go ahead and just say finish. And finished. And it says my glog has been successfully saved. If I want to view this glog, I can go back to select here. One thing I would advise your students to save periodically while creating their glog. If you wait to save until the very end, it's going to take a long time for the Glogster to save. So saving after each set of things that you insert, like after inserting graphics, like after inserting text, would be a wise thing to do so it doesn't seem like your program's going to freeze up on you. I am now in preview mode, which is really nice to know I can go back to edit because Creatures of the Night is not really showing up here. I can slide this to see that whole title, but that's not what I really wanted. If I select the arrow, you can hear the sounds I created. When I come down here, you can see the raccoon. And if I wanted to select this, it's telling you right away it's a World Wide Web, and it's going to take you out there, and it takes you to the YouTube video. I hyperlink to the bat.
Dan Fisher?
Okay, that's more what I was expecting.
Michael, look, they're right up there.
Dan Fisher?
Oh my. That's more what I was expecting.
Michael, look, they're right up there.
Oh my gosh, look at him, Fisher, look at him. Look at all the bats.
And we're going to go out and come back to Creatures of the Night. So that's what Glogster is all about. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope this will be helpful to use with you and your students.